Hello, and welcome to another episode of Riding in Cars with Books. I'm Jaclyn.
And I'm Phillip.
And today we're going to be discussing Adrift on a Painted Sea by Tim Bird with paintings by Sue Bird. Not that Sue Bird. Sorry to disappoint. But this Sue Bird is an artist and the mother of Tim Bird. Not that you know who that is yet, but we're going to tell you.
But you will if you read the book.
So the back description is longer than the book itself, so I'm not going to read the whole thing.
Okay.
But basically, Sue Bird is an artist, and Tim is her son, which I said already. And growing up, I guess she didn't really paint a whole lot because she was raising her kids, and then she started painting again.
Yeah, and she worked and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but her love was always painting.
Yes.
So
She did landscapes and everything. And so after she passes away, this is kind of like an ode to his mother.
yeah. So basically, this entire book is a love letter to his mother.
Yes.
That is what this book is. It is a true story from his point of view of growing up with his mother, listening to his mother, and then dealing with when he was younger and her getting back into painting and doing all that stuff, and then dealing with the death of his mother. But
Yes.
it is a love letter to his mother.
And it's a very short book, but what really worked for me is the mixed media of it, how the paintings are incorporated into the story. And there's also like the museum listings or like the ads, the book that like inspired her or him. What was the seashell book? It's just something he remembers from his childhood,
Right.
and he incorporated that. Like this is a photocopy of the book cover.
Yeah, like his drawings in this book is more simplistic,
Very.
but when he's talking about his mother, he'll include her oil paintings and stuff.
And
that
it
she did.
overlays.
Right.
His comic panels overlay her paintings.
So he uses that. For me, that is the best part of this book.
Yeah,
Is the way the art is done, the way the art is put together, the art styles, and everything incorporated.
Even the letter of like her acceptance into a museum temporarily, like the letter is photocopied into the book. So
Yeah, when she was younger, one of her paintings got
and they're trying to find
got
that
chosen.
painting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they thought that was hanging in her house, but it apparently was a different painting, or the names don't match or something. But I just really thought it was cool how the paintings are incorporated, and then like his version of the painting overlaying the actual painting was kind of funny. Like, this is the painting she's painting, but this is the actual painting.
So I enjoyed the book, but the art, like, once again, for me, the writing is fine.
Yeah.
But it's literally a love letter to his mother, so it's kind of
It was hard for you.
it's hard for me, right? Like, yeah, like anyone that knows me, like that's just hard for me. It's just like I'm glad he loved his mother. The story is fine,
Yeah.
but where I really enjoyed this book is the art style of everything, because of how everything was playing out.
Yeah. And the chapter titles, not like there's really any chapters, but there's section titles, and they're all like did I say that right?
Coast Guard calls of a storm.
Yeah,
an
Coast Guard
incoming
calls
storm.
of a storm. And I thought that was interesting. And that's also how he ends the book, with him like riding into the storm and looking over at the view of the ocean.
So that's another part of the story. Is his mom liked the beach and everything like that, and loved, that. Once again, that was another fond memory of his when he was younger. The whole family would go and take time and go to the beach and things like that.
So he briefly talks about his childhood, and then he also talks about the death of his mother, and everything in between is it's very fast paced, but
or just not there.
yeah,
Like,
but that's not what it's about.
right. It's once right. And once again, repeat myself. It is his love letter to his mother.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about his childhood and the impact on that 1 or 2 years
Yeah.
that it really impacted him when she was getting to the art. He wanted to get his mother's art back out there, so he used this. and then he basically jumps from that to then when his mother passes.
Yep.
And so then it's about like going through all of her stuff and seeing certain art stuff again and things like that. So
yeah, and it briefly talks about that she had cancer, and it talks about the pandemic and having cancer during the pandemic, and just basically this memorializes her life work into a book, because she didn't really, besides that one piece in the museum temporarily, her art was done for her. And so I think this was his way of, like Philip said, a love letter to his mom, but it memorializes her art in like a permanent form.
And I mean, and I want to be fair, I believe if you're probably close with your mother, and like this book will probably have a lot more meaning to you than it does.
I just think if you like
me.
art, you can appreciate the story.
But the art, once again, the art was the way he laid out everything in this book, to use his art style, his mother's art, and then to bring in the other real world stuff to bring home the story. That's the part that I actually really enjoyed in this.
Yeah, I agree. But I think it was up for an award last year too.
It was up for like 3 or 4 awards last year.
I can't remember off the top of my head what those awards were.
I think it's in.
Is it in here?
I think it's in England. Right?
Well, yeah, this book is published by a UK publisher.
Avery Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't say that early on.
No, it says Avery Hill Publishing really big on the bottom.
So basically, it was a bunch of UK awards.
Yeah, and indie comics.
I think it did say in the back there, or I may have read it somewhere else.
Avery Hill is my favorite UK publisher. I think they do well. They introduced me to Tilly Walden, so my love started there. He also incorporated, like, there's a photograph of him and his sister. Or his kids. I don't remember.
Pictures in there of him and his sister, but there's like he does have kids, so.
Oh yeah, this is his kids. He's showing his mom a picture of his kids while she's in the hospital. Yeah. So if you like art and paintings and stories about mother-son relationships, maybe check this one out. It is called Adrift on a Painted Sea by Tim Bird. The paintings are done by Sue Bird, not to be confused with
the basketball player.
The Sue Bird of the WNBA. But yeah, check it out. That is all. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.